Hello everybody, this is Phil Beckwith, the professional painter and decorator. I'm going to be talking to you today. I'm not actually going to be doing anything because you've seen the thumbnail. We're going to be talking about gold leaf and we're on the flat renovation project, and I've mentioned before, if you've seen previous videos, I've mentioned before that the end wall on the passageway in the hallway, and here's the hallway, you'll see I'll go all the way down there and back again, back in the room. This end wall I fancy doing in gold leaf, but I don't want to jump straight in at the deep end doing gold leaf and bombarding you with a load of information all in one video. So I thought I'll do a part one and a part two. Now part one, we'll be just talking about the materials that I'm going to use. I'm going to just discuss gold leafing and gilding, and then in part two, which will be later after this video, no, not straight after. I'm quick, but I'm not that quick. I'm going to be actually doing it, and it'll pick up from where I am now today. So if you're following me and you're interested in doing a gold leaf feature wall, you're going to stick with me and you're going to listen to what I'm going to be saying, hopefully. Right, gold leaf. We all know what gold leaf is, don't we? Let's talk about real gold leaf, 24 karat gold leaf. The principles of it, if you don't know much about gold leaf, a tiny little bit of gold gets hammered. I'll do it in basic layman terms. A tiny little piece of gold, and I mean in minuscule, like a smaller than a minute gem, even smaller than a tic tac. A little bit of gold gets hammered out to a big piece of very wafer thin gold. That's what it is, 24 karat gold. Now I've actually got some 24 karat gold here to show you. Now as long as all my windows are shut in this apartment penthouse, I'll be able to show you what gold leaf 24 karat looks like. And it is the stuff you can eat, and it is the stuff you see in alcohol bottles, on cakes and all like that, because it's gold, it's pure. Bit of a waste. Right, they come in booklet form. You can get them loose leaf, come in booklet form. And these are, got to be really careful with it because it's that delicate. You only need a draft of wind and it creases and folds on you. Now, here's the book. These are, let me just check, these are 8 centimetres by 8 centimetre squares, and you get a pack of 25. Now that might cost you, depending on where you buy it from, depending on the quality of the gold, matron, 24 karat gold, depending on gold values, could be 20 to 30 quid for 25 wafer thin. And I'll say wafer thin. It's not like paper wrap prawns, you know, from the Chinese. It's even thinner than that wafer. I'll just pull your page up and I'll just show you. It's really wafer thin. Now that, can you see that, everybody? Ooh, don't breathe, don't breathe. That is real. I'll try and focus on that. Yeah, that is there you go. That is real 24 karat gold leaf. Now that being real, do you know about gold? It's inert. Nothing affects it, does it? You might get some acids that might eat into it, but generally nothing affects it. You can get a gold bullion bar, bury it in your garden, leave it for 50 odd years, dig it back up, wash it down again, and it'll still be as shiny as what that is now. Can you just see? I'll try, I've got to be really careful. It's wafer thin, look at that. Wafer. I'll just try and blow it. Got it back. Blowed on it, get it back. Now you're going to say to me, Phil, what's the difference between real gold and imitation gold? Right, the imitation gold, and I've got some of that as well. The imitation gold's a fraction of the price, and they call that a gold foil. Now, the gold foil that I've got, still in the same booklet form. You can get them not in a booklet, and they're probably stacked on top of each other, and you peel them back and away you go. Right, I've used a bit of this recently. Use pages of it. Right, this is 16, let me just check, I think I am. No, it's 16. You get 25 sheets in a book again, and these are 140 millimeters, 14 centimeters by 14 centimeters. So nearly double the size. I'm just going to get you one up. Now these are a fraction, and I'll say a wafer bit thicker. So it's actually easier to work with. Right, there you go. The gold is a slightly different gold because obviously 24 karat gold's really pure. This isn't. There's not a lot in it. You see that? But it's lovely. Now, you're going to say to me, how are you picking it all up? Let's talk about this one first because it's in my hand. Now this sort of stuff, you can actually peel it off these sheets, peel it off with your fingers, put it in a Tupperware tub and use it just to slap on your wall, layman's terms. But with what I'm wanting to do on this wall, I want to do a feature wall in gold squares. Now, what I want to be doing is, I'm going to put a base coat on it first. You don't need to put a base coat on, but I'm going to put a base coat of a yellow because that'll be a nice background that if I do miss anything, there'll be yellow coming through. I'll be able to see it and be able to patch up with the gold. So what I'll be doing after I've done this camera talkie, walkie, I'll be coating that up with a yellow colour. It's only a Farrow ball, modern emulsion. So slight sheen to it, and that'll be my base. Now once you've got your base on, you've got to get an adhesive, a mordant they call it. Now when I was at college, your mordant used to be more spirit gum based. Nowadays you can go to Polyvine and you can get the acrylic metal leaf size. That's what it is. It's a size. Now you can apply this. Don't work too big your area at once because it will dry off on you. But the beauty with the Polyvine stuff is it'll go tacky within about 15 minutes, but stay tacky and workable for 12 to 24, depending on your conditions. So what's nice about the water-based stuff is I'll be able to coat it all over this wall, and I'll use a little roller to get it even, working in a section at a time that I can work with, and then stick the gold leaf, the transfer gold leaf, onto that area, pull it off these sheets, and then I should have a square of gold stuck to the wall. I'll tell you how I'll work that out later. So with this, if we were using proper traditional methods of gold leafing, you'd have a tip and a cush and a craft knife, a gilder's knife. A gilder's knife's more like a metal palette knife. I've got some plastic palette knives which are there. You can get metal versions of those, and that's what you would cut your gold with. On your cush, which is a leather pad, leather, only not very big. Let me put that down so I don't drop it. Not very big, it might be about that size, There'll be waxy paper sides to it that you can pop up. I'll insert some photos there so you can get what I'm on about. But a tip and a cush. The cush is the leather base. You put your gold leaf onto there very carefully. Use your gilder's knife to cut it into the square sizes you want, and then you pick it up with a tip. What are you going to say? What's a tip? It's a specialist little fine brush, wafer thin. It's not very, again, pictures will be there. Made of squirrel hair, and you can rub it on your clothes, get a little bit of static on it. That will pick up the gold, and then you can lay it onto the surface that you're going to be gilding, whether it be a picture frame, bigger areas and things like that, coving, bits and pieces. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be banging it onto the wall, and that's why this will be more of a quicker video. We're not going to be doing the traditional gold leaf system of a tip and a cush and a gilder's knife. That is very specialist. I've not done any of that since college, but I have done basic gold, foil gold leafing onto items that needed accent gold applications. Right, if you were using that real gold, you don't need to put any varnish on it. It's not going to be affected by anything in the air because it's real gold, 24 karat. The imitation would be affected by stuff that's in the air or things that could be spilt onto it. So I'd recommend, if you are doing a gold leaf wall like I'm doing, you possibly wouldn't be going to the really expensive 24 karat gold. There's a song in there by Bruno Mars, isn't there? You won't be going to the 24 karat gold because, one, it's not easy to handle, because I'm trying to talk to you as like a layman's DIY trying to do a gold feature wall. You'd probably more likely go for the cheaper gold foil transfers, and you can get them on Amazon, you can get them on eBay, and you'll probably get a pack of 100 for about a tenner. That's how much cheaper it is. But this is easier to work with because you can actually pick it up on the foils, on these, well, foil, what do you call it? Like a greaseproof paper. You can pick it up on the greaseproof paper because that's what it would be stuck to. I'll try and get you one off again. It'll be stuck to that. You pick it up. I would pick that up like that and stick that directly to the wall, peel it off. The gold will stick to the mordant, the size, and the greaseproof paper, well, let's say greaseproof paper will come away with it, leaving your gold on the wall. And that's how I'll do it. But this will want varnishing. Now you can't just use ordinary decorator's varnish, it'll sis. So you need, and thanks Polyvine, this is brilliant, crystal clear lacquer. Now this will go over your real gold or your gold foil imitation gold without the sissing. It won't be affected by any of the surfaces. And if I just read you just what it says, the bump, it says hard and durable, crystal clear, cross-linked protection. Now there's something in there that allows it to go over the imitation gold leaf or the real gold leaf. Fast drying, it protects a wide range of surfaces. So you don't have to just put it over the gold. You could put it over silver foil, silver leaf. You might get bronze leaf, you might get copper leaf, all those sorts of metallics, metals, you can use it on. And it says on the back, suitable for application mainly to non-porous surfaces, metal, glass, tiles, etc. But good results can be obtained on timber. Way. There's another song by somebody, timber, not Shakira. Yeah, somebody did a song about timber. All surfaces must be clean and free from dust, dirt, oil, resins and contaminations. Read the instructions, always say read the instructions, and away you go. But that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be putting a coat of modern, Farrow modern emulsion on there in the yellow colour. Once that's dried, I will find the middle of this wall, horizontal and vertically, use my laser liner and work from that line, going up, down, left to right. And then hopefully at the top, I'll just go up at the top and also down at the bottom. You can see there, it should be the same sort of sizes because we've worked from the middle, a bit like doing a feature wall for wallpapering. So on that note, I think I might have just covered this basics of talking for, I don't know, 15 minutes. I'm using foil imitation gold. I'm putting an adhesive that onto the wall. Back in the day you could use oil gloss, yellow oil gloss, but probably won't be so useful nowadays. I know we used to do a bit of oil gloss when we did a bit of sign writing at Sitting Guilds, but this, now it's water based, it's dead easy. And then once it's dry, you gold on there, get a soft cloth, brush any of the loose off. I'm not going to be worried about collecting it up to use it for another time because it's that cheap. I'm not going to use it if it's been on the floor. So on that note, that gold varnish job's a good one. That'll be the next video. Thanks for listening to this one. Any questions, just ask, and hopefully I've explained what I'm going to be doing coming up in the future on these videos on this flat renovation.